don't know where the rest of the animals are. Snort, good boy. You go Toot. Nelly. Come here. Come down here, guys. Mom wants to get you on camera. Come here, Snort. There you go, Toot.
Say good morning, boys and girls.
And Nelly. Snort and Toot. I'm almost out here. The rest of the dogs are missing out, huh, Nell? All right, that's it, boys. We've got some, and girl, we got some stuff to do here. Good morning, everyone. It is time for some coffee and questions. So we have some decent weather today, so we thought we'd get outside. It's still a little chilly, but at least the sun's shining and nice sky. So hope you like that little clip of feeding the pigs. In case you guys hadn't seen our channel before, it's been a while since we were outside and actually feeding our potbelly pigs, but that was Toot and Snort, and I think, what was it, Nelly? Nelly, one of our dogs, and then we've got others roaming around. You'll probably see in the background. Probably see some others walking around. Anyway, those are that's what it's like living in the country, in the desert, for us anyway. We love our animals. All right, so let's get into the questions of the day. First question is from Keith. I think it's Weisbrock. He asked, I received your profile bit, your 60 degree and your 90 degree, and I noticed that the 90 degree bit is about half the length of the profile bit and 60 degree bit. Why?
Coco.
Pretty good question. So we have, I've kind of brought the 90 degree, the 60, and the profile bit here, and my wife is going to pan down and look at the profile bits. Huh? Okay. You want to start over?
No.
Okay. All right. So if we pan down here, this is the 90 degree, that's the 60, and that's the profile bit. Why they are different lengths is just the way that we get them from the manufacturer. It really makes no difference as long as you are into your router, you know, within 3/8 to a ½ inch. You're not going to have any problem at all. To be, you know, you could be into that router, call it, just that far. On any of them, and some of them you might want to go in a little bit further, but if you're in that far, you're going to be just fine on those. So my hunch is, and this is just a guess on my part, when the manufacturer is making these, it's easier for them when they've got the red cap on them. It's easier for them to identify. I know it is for me. I can look at these two, and just because I know that that's a 60 and that's a 90, because one of them is longer than the other. Profile bit, of course, is much longer. But anyway, that's just the way we get them, guys. So I hope that kind of helps. But again, it's probably something to do with the manufacturer, and for them to be able to just look at them with the red caps on and know. Now, going into the second question. This is one that I talked to a buddy of mine, Daryl Brenneman. This is the 90 degree bit. I just showed you this 90 degree bit. That's the one that does the background.
Turn it sideways.
Oh, this way?
Yeah.
My specific background, that's the one that does this. When I just made some test cuts. This is the kind of the texture that this 90 degree bit, and all of you that have been watching for a while, you know that, and I've done it many times. In fact, even on Friday's video, I did some of this on the Valentine's templates that we showed. But here's the problem that Daryl was having. I didn't write it down, but he called me and said, hey, I'm having problems with some black coming off when I'm trying to brush. He was brush coating some spar urethane on it, I think, and he was having black spots come off on his brush. So I think he emailed it to me, and I wasn't quite understanding what he was saying. I wasn't visualizing, so we talked on the phone. As soon as he told me, it gave me a little bit more explanation. I knew what was going on. So here's, and this is going to be a little bit of a demo. I also did some test cuts, you know, in a board here. I have. And I've sprayed these black and sanded them off, of course. One of these, in fact, I'm going to stand up a little bit so I can see a little bit better. One of these, for instance, this one, after I sprayed it, or after I cut it like this, here's what I do, my process. And I talked about this, actually, I talk about it quite a bit, but on Friday, I take a stiff bristle brush and I really, ooh, man, I'm spilling my coffee there. I really brush that. I'm being very careful because this isn't my normal bench. But see how much of that stuff comes out when I do that? I purposely left it unbrushed. See how much of that stuff comes out? I go from a lot of different directions. It's really important that you do that. And I will show you exactly why. So this particular side, I did that. I brushed it really hard with my stiff bristle brush, and none of that stuff really comes out. I purposely left this one where I didn't brush it. Now watch what happens if something hits in there. Look, I'm not even using a brush, I'm just using my finger. That's what you end up with if you don't brush it, or brush it even really good. And that's just with my finger. If you put a finish on, and that's what was happening, Daryl was brushing a finish on there. I think he sprayed it first with a coat the way I do, but then he started brushing the finish on, and because he didn't brush it real well with a stiff bristle brush, that's what was happening. You end up with a lot of little white spots in there. So that's the reason that I brush really stiff, because that gives you a really good example. And I can do that over here, and maybe one little flake will come off, but nothing like over here. That's the reason I do that. Now, I also use a second brush, and I'm going to show you why that one is a little bit tougher. What happened to my, I'm missing my little, oh, it's right here. Sorry. There it is. I carved this on Friday. You guys watched me do this. Now, if you get in, I have another brush that I use. This one is like a shoe shine brush. It's really soft bristled. And I don't know whether you're going to be able to get in tight on this, babe. Down here, there's some little tiny feathers that after you sand it, I didn't do this on purpose, but I didn't have time after we filmed. I didn't brush this thing off with my soft bristle brush. What I normally do, and you guys may have seen this before, I blow air on this at the same time that I use this. I don't know, can you see those little tiny feathers right there at the bottom of that L, babe? I hope that you guys can see them. So this is what I use my second brush for. See how that kind of takes care of those little tiny feathers after, and normally, again, I normally blow air on this at the same time that I brush this, but I don't have my air hose out here. So I very carefully just go and I brush that with a really light touch that will get rid of those little feathers. You can also do it with the edge of your finger if you want to, but this makes it a little bit easier. I wouldn't want to brush it really hard because I don't want to take a chance and take off some of that black down in there, but this little soft brush will take off those little tiny feathers after you've done your sanding. So that's the reason I have two different brushes, and that's the situation that I use them in. So hope that kind of clears some stuff up. Again, if you don't do your background the way I do with this real tough texture, bumpy texture, and you do all flat bottom, then maybe you don't need to brush it the way I do. I just know, you know, my specific style, I definitely need to brush it. Okay, that is that. Sign carvers of the day. Oh, that's good. really a couple really neat ones. This one is from Jamie Walraven. I think that's the way you pronounce it. I left it full size or a big print because the color in this board is so spectacular.
Let's see.
Oh, is it too?
Put the other paper behind
Yeah.
That's better.
Does that help? Yeah. The color in this board is just so spectacular that I really wanted to show it. It's a piece of cedar, and I think all the details are on there. Only been carving, what was this? Only the 5th sign that Jamie carved, I think. Just been barely carving a little while. But looks really, really good. Great job, Jamie. I love the color of that board. Spectacular. And then we have, last but not least, Oliver Henry. This one's really neat. And I love the way Oliver kind of made the top of the corgi's head stick up off the top of the board. Probably did that with a scroll saw, I assume. Great job. Kind of reminds me of the Nick Ferry sign that I did where he left wood at the end. Just to show the grain of the board going fully through the board. Really came out nice. Great job, Oliver. As always, you make some really cool stuff. That is it. Okay, so announcements at the end of the month, the last Saturday of the month, the 28th, we will be doing a live LTS. We're gonna it's January, we're back into our LTSs. We haven't done them for a couple months, so we're gonna be back into the LTSs. We'll be broadcasting live on Facebook. But then we'll also be filming with the second camera, with this camera, and be posting it on YouTube if you can't make it live. But the really neat thing about the live broadcast is you get to interact with us. Vicky will be filming, kind of watching the interactions, and the last 15, 20, 25 minutes we'll be doing a Q&A, so you can ask questions on what the demo we did. I'm not sure what demo I'm going to do right now, but so the major portion of it is a demo, and then the last 15 or 20, 25 minutes are questions and answers. Yeah, I got too much going on in my mind. Anyway, so that is that. What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, if you want to watch us live on our broadcast, then what you need to do is go on and friend me, and my Facebook deal is in the bottom. Oh, actually, you have to send me a friend's request, Eric Roten. I'll put that in the description as well. We have to be friends on Facebook then at the time of the broadcast, and we'll tell you what that's going to be within the next few videos. At the time of the broadcast, it should come up live just on your Facebook page, so you'll know exactly when we're live, and then you can just chime right in on it. I think that's about it. So I hope this was helpful to you. Hope you guys are having a great week. We had a great week last week, and thanks again for all the support and watching our videos, and give us a thumbs up if you liked it, and keep sharing. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We'd love for you to subscribe. And let us know if you have any questions, anything we can help you with. Oh yeah, that was the other thing, the PayPal thing you wanted to announce. Remember guys, PayPal, you can, if you go to our website and you want to order router bits or layout letters, whatever you want to order through the website, you don't have to be a PayPal having a PayPal account in order to do that. When you see PayPal on there, they just happen to be the ones that processes our credit cards. When you enter a credit card or a debit card, they just happen to be our processor. So you can use your PayPal account if you have one, but if you don't have one, you don't need one. All you need is any kind of a debit card or a credit card, and you can order right through the website. So don't get freaked out if you don't have a PayPal account. You don't need one. They just happen to be our processor. So I hope that kind of clears that up. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of us. So anyway, we will see you guys on Wednesday, and Friday is our number 200th newsletter, which is hard to believe, but we're going to do something really special. So hope you guys can tune in on Wednesday and Friday. Have a great week, make some sawdust, and be happy. We'll see ya. Bye.